Hello, and a very warm welcome to the Insider Essay, your guide to living better. Join us today as we open up to those who embrace a zest for life, like Chef Thaludu Mngadi, whose business is bouncing back after COVID. Escape to the Drakensberg with soap stars Lwazi Mthembu, Shalate Sekhabi, and Nefisa Mkhabela. Maponyane and Zandile Ndhlovu suit up to save water. Songstress Msaki reminds us all of the importance of disconnecting in Paternoster. And Trevor Stuurman invites us into his latest project, a gallery made to feel like a home. The locals named it Musa Atunya, or the smoke that thunders, after the clouds of mist which can be seen and heard from far and wide. Here, on the border between Zimbabwe and Zambia, celebrity couple Nefisa Mkhabela and Gareth Errett have returned to our screens to embrace Victoria Falls head-on.
Oh, the big air experience.
Hey, the big air.
Woo! He's afraid of heights.
As Gareth readied himself, we weren't sure if fear, excitement, or both was setting in.
What do you want to say?
Adrenaline, you know.
111 meters. Woo!
As the largest sheet of falling water, Victoria Falls claims its place as one of the wonders of the natural world.
We're on our way to the bungee now. I'm trying to channel my nervous energy into getting hyped up. It's the border of Zambia and Vic Falls town. Yeah, no, I'm feeling, I don't know how I'm feeling, but let's do this. Woo!
After getting strapped in and secured, it was up to Gareth to go first. With the thunderous sounds of the falls cheering him on, he went headfirst towards the raging waters.
Nervous, but I'm not scared yet. But I'm nervous.
One there.
After watching her partner plummet headfirst over the waters of the mighty Zambezi River below, Nefisa opted for the bridge swing, a different, albeit still thrilling experience.
Woo! I did it!
So we've just finished, and as you can hear, my voice is a bit hoarse from screaming. I don't quite know what to say. There's the feeling of falling, and there's a feeling that rushes through your body that I've never felt in my entire life. So I think to describe it, I actually don't have the words.
Well, I did a bungee jump, I did a swing, and hey, lang, ayo. Guys, life is for the living. One, two.
An incredible feat of engineering saw the construction of a bridge intended to allow trains to feel the spray of the falls as they crossed over between the two countries it borders. Completed at the turn of the century in 1905, today an experience is offered by Shearwater Adventures that allows visitors to feel transported back to those times.
I am the engineer who supervised the construction of the Victoria Falls Bridge.
We've just had this beautifully curated experience where one of the local Zimbabwean men takes you through almost a performance where he reenacts George and Bolt, who was the engineer who designed this bridge in the 1920s, and he almost pretends to be George and Bolt himself.
We chose a single span steel, parabolic arch type of a design is meeting all these requirements.
He takes you through all the details, how the bridge was constructed in the 1920s, incredibly interesting. And then from there we went on to the bridge tour.
The bridge tour was really just interesting and just so beautiful to see the falls from the other side, because we jumped away from the falls. And it was really beautiful to have the spray hitting us, and we learned so much about the bridge, how it was built, how it's been raised, how there's pedestrian walkways now, and about the train system.
And I think between the bungee jumping and that educational experience, it's a beautifully curated sort of encompassing the whole experience was awesome.
The water from the falls creates a rainforest ecosystem, which brings with it a unique array of flora and fauna which otherwise would not be found in this part of our continent. A labyrinth of pathways on offer provide for a myriad of breathtaking vantage points, from which travelers like Nefisa and Gareth can imagine what it was like for David Livingstone when he first arrived here.
So we're halfway through our exploration of the Vic Falls and we don't have words. This is absolutely incredible.
I mean, we are literally standing at a crevice on the side of a cliff that is 93 meters high. And we're shouting because we can barely hear ourselves, our thoughts. We don't exist right now. We are just a part of this beautiful force of nature. I am so grateful to be here. It's even making me emotional. Yo, wow.
And to experience this together is truly something special. Not in our wildest dreams did we ever think this would come possible. I can't even talk.
I mean, I'm crying, so come to Zimbabwe, guys.
After drying off, taking to the skies is certainly the best way to appreciate the magnitude of the beauty below. The privilege brings with it the opportunity to observe the natural borders between Zimbabwe and Zambia.
We got onto the helicopter. It has these beautiful glass rounded windows and a glass bottom, and you get to see every part of the falls, and they are mighty. When you're jumping off a bridge, bungee jumping or whatever, you still understand the might of it. But when you see it from that perspective,
It's almost a massive,
it's crazy,
it's like this
crazy.
massive crack in the earth.
Yeah, it's breathtaking. It's absolutely beautiful.
We've been meandering here on foot, so it was quite special to see that from the air. And everything looks quite different from the air.
Yeah.
And we're extremely grateful. That was incredible.
Actually, it's just breathtaking.
No, there's no words to describe
It's just
it.
breathtaking. Like, it literally takes your breath away.
Southern Africa continues to exceed expectations, reminding us all to get out and explore all that is on offer and embrace a zest for life. Next up, meet a restaurant owner taking back her career, and the Drakensberg Amphitheatre sets the stage for a group of soapy stars. Success is defined not only by achievements, but also how we overcome setbacks. After closing her first restaurant due to COVID, Durban-based chef, entrepreneur and Capitec client Thaludu Mngadi was determined to continue satisfying hungry customers with meals using the freshest ingredients.
Hi, my name is Thaludu Mngadi. I run a restaurant and a catering company called Fresh Food Daily. We grew up in a very big family, and seeing everyone taking turns and cooking every day has really shaped me into who I am today, and with my passion of cooking as well, it has contributed a lot. Today we are going to be making tripe, which is usu, and I'm just grabbing a few vegetables that we'll be using whilst we cook our dish.
Ma'am, are you going to pay with a cash or card?
I'm going to be using my Capitec card.
Thank you so much. You can scan here.
Demand saw her relaunch her business from home with help from her daughter Maluti. When orders reached 100 meals a day, it was time to find new premises, and once again, their doors open to the public.
Welcome to our restaurant called Fresh Food Daily. We opened this restaurant in 2022, which is this year, in March. We were actually looking for a kitchen to do our catering when we cater for events, and we've landed this beautiful spot here in Florida, and now our customers can actually come through, sit down and enjoy their meal with us. The ethos of our food experience here is exactly what our name is all about, which is providing fresh food daily to people so that they can enjoy wholesome meals on a daily basis.
The ingredients and good honest cooking tell the story of this brave woman's life and business journey. Lessons which she, in turn, shares to enrich the lives of others.
Meet Maluti, my daughter and business partner. Maluti is more on the administrative side, but also when we go and do our events, she also does canapes when we do our harvest tables.
We offer both traditional cuisine and cosmopolitan cuisine. So you will find your familiar traditional favorites, usu, umlekwa, intlogo, and on the cosmopolitan side, we offer pastas, steaks, and fish.
What we're preparing today is usu, and you basically boil it with water for several hours. Add your onions, your green pepper, your garlic, carrots, bay leaves for flavor, and then a bit of curry powder.
I'll be making ujeqe, which is steamed bread. You basically have your flour, sugar, your yeast, salt, oil, and warm water. And then we're going to mix. My mother is an exceptional role model because she is so driven. She always makes sure that she one-ups herself. And I am very blessed to learn the things I'm learning about the business industry and the culinary industry through such a personal connection.
It's a love and care that you can taste. For the recipes, visit theinsidersa.co.za.
What sets Fresh Food Daily's food apart is their menu. No other place in Durban offers traditional food in a beautiful setting like this, and also served in a very clean and very upmarket setting.
It's been fulfilling, Usu belumnandi, and super. The steamed bread, very soft, fresh, to the point.
So my meal was, as always, amazing. 10 out of 10. I'll definitely recommend this place.
Having learned from past mistakes, customer satisfaction is everything to them. A sentiment they have in common with Capitec.
We opened our account in 2020. During lockdown, we found that it was very easy to use and it was very affordable.
I bank with Capitec. They have low fees, and the account was easy to open, and you get the card immediately.
I get a lot of rewards in banking with them, and I find that the bank charges are good, So it's the bank that I can relate to.
What gives me a zest for life is seeing our business grow. It is learning from our mistakes and seeing how we can reach the next level again and again and again.
The best advice that I can give to other women out there is to have a spirit of not giving up. Persevere. If you're interested in starting up a business, do your research and go for it.
Valuable insight from two remarkable women demonstrating their unique zest for life. If you too are working towards a personal growth goal and would like the opportunity to take that next step with a chance of winning a 1,000 Rand Live Better cash prize, simply reply to the competition post on the Insider SA social media platforms using hashtag #CapitecLiveBetter. T's and C's apply and can be found on the Insider SA website. This amphitheatre of the Drakensberg is tailor-made for those with a zest for life and wondering where to live it to the fullest. For the heroines of a popular telenovela who spend all day in a TV studio, it was license to spread their wings.
Hi, Insider SA. I'm Shalate.
Nefisa.
Lwazi Mthembu. We're actresses
and media personalities.
Let's explore Drakensberg together.
Let's do it.
The trio were staying at a lodge operating self-sustainably and entirely off the grid. A point of pride for GM Annerie van Backstrom.
The Dragonview Lodge is a 4-star boutique hotel overlooking the central Drakensberg. We also are an eco-sustainable lodge with only 8 rooms and a beautiful facility for the children to play called Dragonland. We offer a restaurant with amazing, delicious food and also a beautiful rock pool where you can relax and have a cocktail while you overlooking the Drakensberg. We have an indoor heated pool, and then we also have a beautiful sun deck that you can just relax and have sundowners.
The decor complements instead of competing with the World Heritage Site it sits in.
The owners wanted to make sure you get the feel of a new hotel with the concrete, glass, the stainless steel, but they also wanted to ensure that with the glass windows that everyone, whether you're in your room or if you're in the restaurant, that you've got clear views of the beautiful mountain. The African style that comes in with the earthy tones is just to bring the warmth of what Africa offers into the hotel and into the bedrooms.
When you're on set for 12 hours a day of wall-to-wall drama, then like Lwazi Mthembu, you appreciate an escape.
The drive from Durban to Drakensberg was really, really long. So to get here and see this incredible place with all these mountains, which we don't have in Joburg, we've got skyscrapers. So I'm so excited. It's absolutely wonderful to be here. We've got so much greenery, so much nature. I just feel at peace.
So it means so much to me to just be able to bring friends and family and colleagues over here because we hardly get enough time to travel. So when we do, we really do love seeing beautiful spaces, being in, not necessarily isolation, but being in a very warm, homely environment, which to me, this is very wholesome. It's a nice place to de-stress.
My first impression of the lodge was that it was beautiful. I loved the views and just the peace and quiet of it and the hospitality of the people. They're so nice and welcoming. And I just felt at home, and the sound of the water that you just hear constantly just is so calming. And I am looking forward to doing the zip lining. That's something I'm really excited to do because I've never done it before. I'm just excited to just do adventurous things.
These three are usually the ones providing the adrenaline. Nefisa playing the young township girl whose fashion internship throws up secrets from her past. Shalate takes on the role of her best friend, with Lwazi as her mother figure, none of which prepared them for this roller coaster.
I'm a little bit nervous, although I am like an adrenaline junkie. I am scared of just experiencing something that is foreign to me.
I'm not doing okay, but I'm excited at the same time and looking forward to the end.
I'm excited to finally get to the end of it and say I did it.
Yeah.
But I'm very scared.
Welcome to our first platform. We name it a rapid hall. 2 cable that you're gonna use, main cable and backup cable. Lindo as our safety guide. He will always go first. Right now, he's gonna show us what to do. You sit like you sit on a couch, allow the hands to hold all your weight, legs together, lift up your legs, automatically going.
True to form, Shalate was first to seize the day, followed by Lwazi, riding tandem and with a little emotional support.
The most important thing when you're sliding, you have fun and enjoy. It's give us a chance to slide and look around, see many things you see while you're sliding. You can even point some beds here and trees while you're sliding. You can even see some waterfalls, rivers. So that's make us most popular.
Nefisa has had to go to some tough places on her character's journey, and she viewed this much in the same light.
My favorite moment was conquering my fears. The first 2 was very scary, like I literally cried, but then the last 3 were good. I would definitely consider doing this again. It was so nice, the adrenaline and everything. Like finally, getting over the fear and just enjoying.
I would definitely come back again. This was fun, it was thrilling, and hopefully the next time I come, I don't know, maybe they'll be higher, or I don't know, there'll be some sort of change,
Yes. I would not consider doing this again, but for anyone who is an adrenaline junkie, I would definitely say this is the place to do it because it's beautiful.
Yeah.
But me?
Well, one to show the grandchildren, Lwazi. You keep being a role model on TV and leave the high wire to the crazies. Coming up, Maverick's Maponyane and Zandile Ndhlovu drink whiskey to save water. Water is the element we're mostly made of. It sustains us and drives our very zest for life. Which is why Maverick Spirits, Maponyane and Zandile Ndhlovu were approached by Glenfiddich to highlight water scarcity and what to do about it.
Hello Insider SA, my name is Zandile Ndhlovu. I'm a freediving instructor. Thank you for joining me today as I get ready for a very special event this evening. After my snorkeling trip in Bali in 2016, I came across these 3 girls on Instagram and they were diving and they had no tanks on their backs. And I'll never forget, I just thought, what witchery is this? But I was also hooked. And so from the first time that I went on a course, I just fell in love. It was beautiful. That feeling of a breath hold, there's no feeling like it.
Zandile's vitality and purity of purpose made her a natural champion for water.
I think it's so important to have a routine because it helps me understand where my breath is. You know, when I do my stretches, they're so deeply linked to breath and they open up nicely for the dives. You feel where your breath is and it allows you to expand, and that's important for me. I'm so excited to be Glenfiddich's Maverick next to Maps, who is also just such a cool human. You know, when you talk about the Maverick spirit, I think it's such an honor, number one. But number two, it's just to recognize that collectively, we want to save our oceans. We want to do better for our natural world. And water security is such an important topic that I don't think we're talking enough about. And so this Maverick challenge, it speaks to all the things that matter in my heart, but also ultimately in the world.
This modern mermaid returned from the ocean depths for a rather important event.
As we know, tonight is the Glenfiddich Challengers Club evening, and there's going to be a sharing of our films, myself and Maps, and I'm so excited because ultimately from our films comes the auction, which is so exciting. The look that I'm going for is very minimalist. As you know, I don't wear a lot of makeup, so I hope to pretty much look quite a bit like myself. And I'm excited for the grand reveal, the dress, which you're going to get a chance to see later today.
The water theme had Zandile feeling more in her element, and she wore an outfit perfectly in keeping with her nature.
And this is our final look. The inspiration behind this outfit is mermaid. I'm always thinking mermaid. So the color, of course, I wanted it to match my hair, but also we're here celebrating the work that Maps and I have done. So it's always just kind of going back to the water theme.
My task in this challenge, as a part of the Challengers Club, was to go and discover this water that is untouched by man. And I traveled around 16,000 kilometers to the end of Iceland, to one of the biggest glaciers, in fact, the biggest glacier in Europe, and found this water that was untouched by man. I was tasked to go and bring that water back, but also show the mission, the struggle to try and get there, the toil to get there, and how much of a challenge it was to try and retrieve this water, to essentially highlight how many people are struggling out there to get fresh, clean water. Hopefully, if we conserve our water, if we take the right steps, that people just need to walk a couple steps to get the best, fresh, clean water and won't have to travel halfway across the world in order to do so.
How every sip is to be savored is an idea DJ Jez Tibini is down with.
In most cases, people think that whiskey is not a mixable spirit. Now, when it comes to Glenfiddich, the 12-year-old is a beautiful, aromatic, everyday type of whiskey. Its characters from pear notes and those vanilla and citrusy notes. So this is a Jazzy Fiddich. It's a specialty of my own. It's a 12-year-old Glenfiddich. And what we do, we top it up with bitters that actually gives us a different flavor and character. Now, the other magic that's actually in the cocktail is the appetizer that gives a beautiful, sweeter, aromatic character also at the same time.
Though nothing is sweeter than water.
So water is the foundation of how we do our whiskey, from the ruby to springs into the final product itself. We've seen how the scarcity of water has been a major problem within our country itself. Currently, we as Glenfiddich, we want to focus on water in terms of how we actually bring it back to the people. So tonight is about raising water awareness and the scarcity of water. What we've done as a brand is that we've raised funds in order to be part of the solution rather than being at the big end of the solution.
So the partnership that Glenfiddich has with WWF is so incredible because Maps did his bit and I did my bit. And from his water and my plastic, these products have come out, and all of the proceeds that will be coming from the auction this evening go to the WWF. And that is important, and it speaks to commitment of this brand to ensure water security in South Africa for an even longer period. My challenge was quite interesting. It was to dive down to the bottom of the oceans and collect plastic. It was so intense because I did it all on free dive, all on breath hold, and that can be quite fatiguing on the body. It was incredible because we got to do it for hours upon hours upon hours, and at the end of the day, to see the amount of plastic we collected was incredible.
For 2 decades, key work has been done on water stewardship in South Africa by the World Wildlife Fund.
WWF are really excited about the partnership that we have with Glenfiddich. South Africa is an extremely water scarce country. So the partnership here, it goes directly to help the communities in the central Drakensberg in the Eastern Cape. We're going to be working to restore and regenerate natural springs. We're clearing alien vegetation, creating jobs for the local communities. And the community have found a very creative way to then take that biomass and turn it into charcoal, which they're then selling.
So we're very, very lucky to work with Maps, Maponyane and Zandile Ndhlovu. Both of them were selected because of the kind of criteria that matches our brand. They have all the values that we need. They're both masters within their trades, but they also offer such an authentic storytelling that I think for us as a brand, we resonated with their stories. Choosing them for water security as our anchor of our campaign made a lot of sense because both of them are passionate about water in different spheres, but yet the two of them link so nicely together, and then obviously they live the values of the brand. So it was a natural fit for us.
Rare Glenfiddich whiskies were auctioned in casings incorporating recycled ocean plastic and untouched Icelandic water.
The experience for me today was amazing, you know. Shared a beautiful meal amongst fellow business people. In terms of what I bought today, I wouldn't know. I just had a 30 of something and I think a nice gold bottle. So I think I got about 2 today, rare. So that's all that matters to me at the end of the day.
For the Maverick team, they've had a great time doing good and spreading a message about something we can't take for granted.
Thank you so much for joining me on this incredible journey in celebrating the Challengers Club. And I hope you've learned something about water security, but most importantly, what you can do to be the difference. See you later. Cheers.
Having a purpose which drives you and the spirit to see it through is surely the definition of a zest for life. Still to come, award-winning singer and songwriter Msaki finds peace along the West Coast.
Change my world today. I could spend my time.
Along a coastline of jagged cliffs lies one of the oldest fishing villages of the West Coast. Filled with rich history and incredible beauty, it was the perfect place for one of our country's most sincere songwriters, Msaki, to hit pause and allow us insight into her world.
My name is Asanda Lusaseni Mvana, also known as Msaki when I sing and perform on stage. I'm a singer-songwriter, composer, producer, and curator of awesome things. I had no idea that I was going to be a musician at all. I grew up being really passionate about sport, and in my family, everybody makes a living as a sports person, one way or the other. I got caught by music unaware, and I'm essentially what I would call a late bloomer. I started music in 2013, and since then, that's been my passion. I guess what I'm looking forward to being here is just to locate my feelings and my thoughts geographically and emotionally. And I think, obviously because the space allows, I might find a song or 2 or 3. I've shot a video here I was looking for a place that had these washed away palettes that had this really calm atmosphere, and I found it not even knowing like what it looks like in real life. I just saw the pictures and I said, that's when I need to shoot my video, and now I'm here.
I could spend my time loving you if that's what you want me to do. You just gotta say do.
Music is definitely a gift in my family. My grandfather was a composer. My father had the gift passed on to him, but didn't have the time or the privilege to pursue it. He became a clerk at 17, a teacher, and studied law and became a lawyer. I somehow, because I admire my father, just went and became a lawyer and ignored the fact that I'm actually an artist. And when I came to reckon with that reality, I moved from law, I went to study fine art, visual art, graphic design. I went through this whole journey where just saying yes to my creativity led me to music. I remember the first song I wrote because I didn't write it. I dreamt it at about 3:30 in the morning. And it was a song that literally arrived in 4-part harmony, and I recognized my grandfather's composition style. And I woke up and I just did a voice note of all of the harmonies. I remember hearing Infama Ziavona, Infama Ziavona, and then Fama Ziavona, Infama Ziavona, then Fama Ziavona, Infama Ziavona, Fama Ziavona. And I heard it all in this crazy vocal stack, and I knew that this was a gift that I had to kind of carry on and I couldn't ignore. And that was the first song that I wrote. I learned it on guitar, I arranged it for the band, and now it's a song that people won't allow me to finish a show without singing.
Having worked with the likes of Trezor, Sanal Musician, and Diplo, it's through partnering with others that some of her greatest hits have been born.
I really love collaborating. It's one of my passions. I'm intentional about it. And my goal when collaborating is to really highlight the thing that makes that person unique. A lot of people that I collaborate with end up becoming my friends and family. And part of that is also just wishing the best for each other. And I think the songs that we've made will definitely do a lot for us, but they seem to have done something for people, whether it's making them feel encouraged, whether it's making them see beyond their situation. And that's a dream come true for us, because that's the point of creativity, to help people feel something, that's going to change their lives.
Msaki is a storyteller who immerses herself into her world, drawing from experiences to create sonic escapes that allow the rest of us to enjoy music that brings out a zest for life.
I've been thinking about love and how to keep it once I've made it. So I'm just here enjoying the sunshine and the sound of the waves, and it's one of my favorite sounds. The reason why I journal is because any time that I give way to the silence, and that is coupled with a bit of gentleness with myself, the good stuff and the bad stuff, it's never a waste of time. It gives back to me exponentially, and it fills my well, and it gives me raw materials for my music, but it also gives me a way to think about going about the day a little bit more positively, thinking about how I impact people that I meet, and I make slightly better decisions. Being at a place as beautiful as Paternoster is not just about enjoying the views. It's really just a search for balance. It's to escape the noise. It's just as important as being on the road and being busy. Having this time to unwind is an investment in my well-being and in my ability to carry on. Oh, I don't know why I get so down that I can't even move an inch. Oh, I don't know why. You've been my friend in days that I've prayed, nothing has changed for me. We're about to go on a tour of Paternoster. Never been on an e-bike before, only a quad bike. This feels really hefty, but I'm willing to, see how it rides.
The whole thing about an e-bike is that it has a motor built in the rear hub. So it's the old help me trap, the pedal assist, So as you pedal, the motor kicks in and assists you. So it just makes it so much easier for anybody, from children to elderly people, to go so much further, to get to places where you normally wouldn't be able to get with a normal bicycle. It's about a 15-kilometer trip that we do. It's just absolutely awesome to see the beach and then also visit the historical places in Paternoster, Cape Colomine Nature Reserve, and it's just the best thing to do it on an e-bike.
This is so much fun. It's crazy! I love it.
Front office manager at Abalone Hotel, Reno Summers, understands why so many South Africans flock here.
Paternoster is an amazing getaway place because there's a lot of things you can do. There's a lot of restaurants, there's a lot of cafes, there's e-biking, there's horse riding, there's kayaking. There's just a lot of things to do in Paternoster.
It's been great to just have a chance to revisit this town because the last time I was working, shooting a video. But now just having a bit more time to explore what makes this special and just getting to know the town a bit better.
Even with her depth of experience in a variety of creative disciplines, ceramics was something new to Msaki.
Linda and Msaki are going to make a slip cast bowl using runny clay, which is slip, and molds. Once that's been made, we're going to turn it out. It'll dry slightly, and I'm going to show Msaki how to decorate using colored slip. Then we'll fire the bowl. The end product will be a functional stoneware ceramic bowl. Clay is a wonderful way to share time with family and friends. You're working with your hands, you're creating something that's unique in an environment which is beautiful and peaceful, and in Paternoster, I mean, what could be better?
So I'm trying to weasel a shape out of this blob that I've made and get a bit of movement and definition. It's quite challenging, I think, because you need to do it quite confidently and hopefully it'll look like a bird when I'm done. I have a fine art background. I studied graphic design, did darkroom photography, studied film. So just really into creative things, and that led me to my career as a musician. But this is a science that I respect. I find it so spiritual because it's so connected to the soil and to the ground. But I also think that it's technical and it needs a lot of respect. And I'm having a lot of fun just trying it out for the first time. I'm done. And I've leaned into my lovebirds idea. I really had a beautiful time here in the studio. Felt myself completely relax and ease into the day. I'm looking forward to being at the hotel later and having a beautiful meal and watching the sunset.
And she couldn't be at a better place to do it. Immersed in the beauty of the setting sun, Msaki was able to reflect on her purpose.
As an African creative and as a cultural worker and a person who's interested in telling the story of my people in whatever way I can, music for me and songwriting and searching as an artist has been a way to document how I'm learning about myself and my culture, about my language, about my grandfather's songs, about why he was writing what he was writing and what it meant for him historically, geographically. So a heritage to me is that richness that's been passed on, from that generation. Not just the story, but the sense of self. One thing I'd love to be remembered for is a person who intentionally wrote songs of encouragement. I feel like I've been singing one song since the first time I wrote a song till the last song that I wrote. And those are songs of encouragement.
Great food is an art in and of itself. So from one creator to another, head chef Ruan Duprier prepared a delicious meal.
Tonight for Msaki, I'll be serving the blues lobster. The lobster has been sourced locally fresh here in the Paternoster community. I'm going to start off with the lobster that's been cooked in a dash of white wine, garlic and some butter. After that, I'll be serving the calamari that's been dusted with togarashi spice and with some white wine as well. And then we have the prawns that's been cooked in a chili garlic compound butter and then ended off with a creamy garlic mussel pot.
Thank you so much for joining me on my adventure through this incredible and special town called Paternoster. I'm gonna get into this food that was specially prepared by this wonderful chef, and have a beautiful evening.
And if music be the food of love, may the nourishment Msaki finds here in Paternoster inspire her to continue writing music that helps us all connect to a zest for life. Next on the Insider Essay, when art becomes a home, Trevor Stuurman connects art, music, food, and like-minded individuals.
Sponsored by Capitec. Simplify banking. Live better.
The latest project from award-winning creative Trevor Stuurman brings together a culmination of collaborations which exemplify the pride and beauty of creative African excellence. Turning a house into a curated home of visual encounters, he has brought an experience like no other to the Johannesburg suburb of Parktown West.
Hi Insider Essay, my name is Trevor Stuurman and I'm a visual artist, and today I'd love to welcome you to my exhibition. It is with Boto Project Space. Come with me. The name of the exhibition is A Place Called Home, and it is a creative exploration of a place that is close to my heart, and just an exploration of a place of belonging, a place of refuge, a place of solace, and a place of community. It was important that we hosted the exhibition in an actual house and to turn the house into a home, and we did a complete renovation of the house, and in the interior worked with different collaborators to bring together the story of home. So for me, it's a timestamp, and I think furniture, just like fashion, is able to communicate a different time and place.
The spaces evoke a feeling of belonging through carefully selected exhibitions that serve as a bastion of the talent and beauty on our continent.
Here is our dining area, but also the home to the series Tongoro Beauty, which I shot in Dakar, Senegal. And the work features Tongoro, which is one of my favorite African brands. And the philosophy of Tongoro is that they are building an African dream. And it is quite an honor and privilege to be part of the building of that dream. Which brings me to the next collaboration with Hotlanda. This table is titled The Sunday Table, and it basically just explores different conversations and different connections that take place with different tables where we get to break bread, and it's just basically a conversation about connectivity and community. This is our lounge area, and the series is titled Arise Africa, and it is a series that I shot back in 2020 in Lagos, Nigeria at Arise Fashion Week. And with these portraits, what I wanted to communicate was, I guess, a sense of community, a sense of belonging, and the curation of the images replicates the idea of just those classic family portraits that you typically have in a home. And I feel like it's portraits like that that becomes our first place of belonging.
Trevor's work has seen him exhibit internationally, collaborate with the likes of Beyoncé on Black is King. He's certainly come a long way from his upbringing in Kimberley, but has never forgotten who he is.
The room that we're in now is a very personal room because it has self-portraits that I got to dress myself up and shoot myself and honor myself in a way that I typically wouldn't. And I think it's important that we get the opportunity to celebrate ourselves and to do so unapologetically. The sculptures behind us are by Atang Chikare, and they're called Maru, and Maru means cloud, and they're made of plastic, and just the material as well is such a powerful metaphor of these dark clouds that sometimes feel like they're so heavy and dark and won't move, but what it ultimately celebrates is the beauty that comes after these dark clouds are moved. Design, music, art, fashion, for me, they all exist in one world. And fashion for me is the cornerstone of my work. You know, if I'm shooting people, they're always dressed in a certain way, and it's always in a very elevated and very stylish and honorable position. For me, it's about restoring Black pride and dignity, and celebrating our heritage, our culture, and I feel that you can't do it without music, without fashion, without art.
Forming part of the immersive experience of the exhibition are the Sunday Best gatherings, where like-minded creatives are invited to congregate in a space filled with live music and the nostalgic tastes of traditional Seven Colours meals, prepared by the likes of Chef Mo.
Today's Sunday Best theme was picnic vibes, Sunday lunch, So we decided to go for lamb spit with chicken, your home-style sweet corn, roast potatoes, and a few vegan salads, for those that don't love meat.
Today's Sunday Best has been absolutely amazing. It fits to what the exhibition was about and also what Sunday Best is about. You're dressed in your Sunday best, you just come from church, but also you want to be with loved ones and also people that you care about.
When you walk into the exhibition, it feels like home. You can feel the warmth, the aura of the space is very welcoming and very inviting. The pieces, you can tell, are very detailed and they're very personal, which is something I really, really loved about it.
You walk into a house and there's art on the wall and there's a table and there's rooms that you walk into, which was sort of different to walking into a gallery where you're just observing art. So it felt more homely, more wholesome. You go outside, you listen to Zoe, who reminds you what it feels like to be an African child. So I think all these elements came together into this one specific theme.
A place called home is a beautiful collection of people coming together. We're here to celebrate Trevor Stuurman and his work, and we're here on a Sunday with incredible artisans in the industry. It is beautiful. It is beautiful to see how we can find home, and our common denominator being Trevor Stuurman, an incredible human being, an incredible artist. And yeah, it was a blessing to be here and to perform a little bit of my set as well, just to celebrate the mood and to close the event.
It's been a lot of work and a lot of time that has been put into bringing this project to life, and I think today is just a day to celebrate.
It is through sharing art with our community that we are invited to experience a zest for life. Trevor's vision has encapsulated this truth, which he proudly enjoys with those who share in his vision. Join us again next week as we celebrate senses, as wool artist JC Bulk shows us how he works with fabrics. A ceramicist shows how touch is used in her creations, and Infinity Bears give us all a sense of comfort. Get more of the Insider Essay online. Follow, connect, engage, and be inspired to live better with the Insider Essay. Watch the show Monday evenings at 6. Repeat Saturday at 1 on S3.